volunteering on the afternoon programme, doing something great. And somebody who's done something great and got an award for it, and you've just been hearing from the pits of where he came from, is Adrian Barnett, who is the National Citizens Advice Volunteer of the Year for 2015. You went into the addiction centre at Burton. They cleaned you up. I don't want to get into that.
No.
Just the fact that you came out of the other side of that. And when you came out, was it then that said volunteering is the way forward?
Well, basically what happened is it's a 4-month treatment, physical and psychological treatment, and then what happens, you have the opportunity, if you want to and if you're selected, to do kind of residential. They basically give you a bed sit for 6 months. So you sign a contract for 6 months, and in that 6 months you're kind of expected to get yourself a structure. I used to call it being structured up. So you'd have something to do every day, and my structure was mainly CAB. I started off doing 1 afternoon a week, and that over time, eventually it was. I ended up doing 3 days a week, and I got other charitable stuff I was doing on the other 2 days as well, which was connected to the BAC, the Burton Addiction Centre. So my days were pretty full, and it was fantastic. And at the end of all that, I put myself on the waiting list for a flat in the Burton area, and eventually I got one in November 2014, almost 12 months after I'd gone into the BAC. I wanted to go home originally because my family was living in Cannock. I was born and raised in Walsall in the West Midlands, but we'd moved to Cannock many years ago, and I was advised that if I wanted to make a new start, a fresh start, I needed to stay in Burton, a fresh town, recovery communities around you, and a part of that would be volunteering and structure, and that is how it all started really. And then sometime later, it must have been, I think I started volunteering in June 2014 while I was still resident at the BAC, and then that continued until about 12 months ago. And I was offered a job in administration because I was originally working on the advice line, Citizens Advice line, Staffordshire Advice line, and I was offered a paid position in administration, which I hadn't got a clue what I was doing, but it was paid, and it was great because it was trust, and the trust that they showed me.
And that's what had been built up.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm getting an equation in my head of distraction and addiction. It's like
absolutely.
It's the two things together. You either get addicted to something, but if you get distracted and get the interest in it...
What you have to do, I think, and what I was told when I was doing the treatment, was the old behaviours. It's not always the end product, which it could be alcohol, it could be drugs, it could be gambling, it could be buying shoes, it could be anything addictive. It's the behaviours you have to deal with, not the end product, which, as I say, is the addiction, really. But it's the behaviours. And if you can change those behaviours, and obviously that's what I tried to do, changing what I did every day, changing my structure, thinking in new ways, really, and becoming a fully fledged member of society.
But, and the reason that you've got this award is people come in to see you, and they try to explain what they're going through. And I'd have thought on some occasions you would have seen yourself come through the door.
Absolutely.
And so you know where they're going to go. You know the next phase of that. It's about trying to keep people away from that, isn't it?
Well, the best thing about working on the advice line for the Citizen Advice East Staffordshire is sometimes people have debt issues or relationship issues or housing issues that they've had for years and years and years, and they've kept to themselves. And you're the first person they tell, and that's a huge trust there, you know. And to feel that they trust you with that is a wonderful feeling. And if you can help them, wow.
So now when you look at that award on the mantelpiece or wherever it may be...
It's at my mum's house.
but is that a bit like looking at the sun? Is that... Yeah, that's where I am.
No, it reminds me sometimes. Sometimes because we all get fed up, don't we? We all have those days where we think, oh, I've had enough of this. The council tax has gone up again. I can't afford to do this. Oh, this, that. And then I tend to do what we call a gratitude list, and I'll write down what I have got and what I haven't got. And what I have got always outweighs what I haven't got. And looking at that, and looking at my flat, and looking at my friends and my family, and the job I've got now, you know, it soon cheers me up.
So what did becoming a volunteer, what does it mean to you?
Well, it's meant everything because it's helped. It's been part of the process that's changed my life, really. Obviously, the first one was admitting I had a problem. Second was seeking help for that problem, and then third was going in there, getting it done, and coming out the other end and looking for a way to fill my days, and that was volunteering, obviously. It is CIB staff. Can I just give the number out now for the volunteering helpline, because we're desperate, as every Citizens Advice Bureau is. It's 01283 527 987. That's 01283 527 987. Thank you.
Listen, it's fantastic.
Appreciate that.
Thanks so much for coming in. Thanks for bringing the award in. Thanks for telling your story. I mean, it's so honest as well.
It's been a pleasure.
It's fantastic. Adrian Barnett right here on BBC Radio Derby.